Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles, and salutations to you brothers doing this thing in sincerity, in truth, and with charity. All right, hey, this is going to be a quick lesson just on basically balancing yourself out. You know, not letting shit take you down too much. If you get too depressed or if you get too depressed, hey, you will just fall out this thing, man. You gotta remember the joy in this truth. You gotta remember to have in a sense, have a joyful consciousness. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. And Proverbs tell you, even when we laugh, hey, our heart is still sad. So there's nothing wrong with having a little joy. It's a part of balance. Because guess what? You still gonna be in the hell. Ain't like you loving hell. It's just balance, man. Cause look, this Sirach 40:1. In fact, this is Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, deals with perfect balance, man. He deals with balance, man. All right. This is Sirach 40:1. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. From the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. All right, so we in hell, simply put, man. Just being here, period. After the curse that was placed on Adam, we're in hell. We got to labor and work and be in bondage, man. All right, you got to labor and fight to be in the truth. Got to put your flesh under subjection. Got to wrestle against angels for that blessing. All right. Got to fight the good fight, dealing with scoffers, dealing with all type of shit, man. All that is a battle, man. All right. And then shit, hell, dealing with scoffers in certain hell. Hey, that shit. It says what they would think to wear out the saints. Talking about this damn devil. When you look that up, it's talking about in your mind, man. A lot of that shit weighs on your fucking mind, even the sifting. When Yahushua says Satan desires to sift you as wheat, that sifting and a lot of this stuff is on your mind. All right. So it's a fucking battle, and it said we would go through these things, man. And in fact, this is Job 14:1. Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. And that's simple. That's simple and plain, man. Look, we here on earth. We live a short life. It's as a breath, and that short life we live, it's filled with trouble, man. All right, we walk in the peril and the overthrowing of our lives. All right, but even in the midst of all of that, hey, the scriptures talk about having liberty. All right, the scriptures, 1 John 5. First John 5 and 3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. All right, heavy in weight, burdensome, severe, stern, violent, cruel, unsparing. So the Lord ain't just put this heavy ass burden on us, and it's just too much to bear. We're just broken down. No, it's a balance. So even with keeping the law, there's a balance. Okay? Even with being in this truth, there's a balance. You have to. You will go nuts, man. It says, eat as much honey as sufficient for thee. It's always a balance to everything, right? So this is 2nd Esdras. The 2nd Esdras 14:14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of men. Just worried about the rat race of America. It says the truth shall make you free. So to hell with this place, to hell with fleshy desires going after the pride of life like regular men. All right? We ain't worried about the shit they worried about. We worried about the kingdom of heaven. And part of worrying about the kingdom of heaven is we keep the whole book, the whole law. And part of that is keeping balance. All right? having a drink sometimes. All right, that's part of balance. Dealing with your woman. That's part of balance. You're not to go too hard. Hey, Paul said we should be as though we have now wives, right? But in that same chapter, he said you got to give your wives due benevolence. That's balance. That's a releasing to yourself. That's a relaxation to yourself, man. Yes, draining your balls. I'm saying quite frankly, man, plain. We got great boldness of speech because we preaching the truth. Make it plain. All right? Draining your balls is actually a part of being in balance in the truth, man. You will go fucking crazy. Now, some men got different spirits. They find balance in other ways because things are not for all men. But that's one of the ways, man. The pleasure that comes with sleep, right? And that's just an example, man. This ain't a lesson about that. I'm just giving out examples. Drinking some wine, enjoying some music. That's part of balance too, man. Just relaxing. You already in fucking hell. You fighting and striving to be in the truth at all moments. Hey, Satan is always around, trying at some point, waiting to come out the damn the tall grass as a lion on your ass. So you always fighting, but you got to remember that to have some type of relaxation, some comfort, some joy in your life, which is ultimately this truth. And we're going to touch on that, man. Because hitting the lion is a big part of that joy. Doing these lessons, man. All right, to actually bring forth this wisdom, to speak forth good words, is a huge part of the joy, man. And we can actually convert some souls to righteousness, man. But also certain physical things. All right? Hey, it's a saying, work hard, play hard. Now, and it's true, that don't mean, go out to excessive riding, because it's a balance. But you still have to do certain things. I'm going to read this over. 2nd Esdras 14:14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. So you got to be prepared to fight. All right? Fuck this place. You're prepared to fight. All right? And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. And haste thee to flee from these times. So our mindset switch. We're not worried about the burdens and rat race of this place. We're not worried about heaviness from this place, man. All right? Fuck this shit. And then even with that, it says cast off those heavy thoughts. Don't let your sins weigh you down. You can't let nothing bring you down too much. It's a balance. You got to keep your sins before your eyes, as Psalms 51 says, but you can't let them weigh you down. Blessed is the man who's conscious, and he has not condemned himself in his mind. I butchered this in Sirach, I believe 16. All right? But you can't let this shit get too heavy on you, man, because you will fall out. It's just that simple. Salaki, this is I'm just putting the scriptures back up top so I don't lose track of where I'm at. Salaki, brothers. It's Sirach 30 and verse 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness. You can't let yourself get too fucking down. Even when we're going through affliction. All right? The affliction is to chasten you. But Peter says what? To rejoice in affliction. You got to have that mindset at that time. Not to let it beat you up too much, because you understand it's to make you better. All right, that we working to get into the kingdom. We hasten to flee these times, get the correction, but we had the joy of, all right, to make us better. The Lord won't put too much on us than we can handle, because it's always a balance, man. All right, the Lord won't put too much on us than we can handle, man. All right, give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thy own counsel. So don't just now. Hey, as a man, that my eyes are always in my head. All right, you can't, and that meaning I be on myself about certain things, man. But you have to have understanding that this flesh is fucking weak, and that's no excuse, because you still strive for the truth unto death. But this flesh is weak. All right, and shit happens, and you can't beat yourself up too much. All right, you can't beat yourself up too much. You can't down yourself too much, because you will not last. The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. And that's manifold. That's physically. All right, you beating yourself up too much. You're too stressed. You're too worried. All right, well, you fucking put your health in danger, kill yourself, heart attack, fucking brain aneurysm and shit. But also, even in the truth. All right, because you got to remember, look, it's an ends to all of this, man. There's a means to, there's a means to this thing, man, to the end of this thing, man. We're looking for that salvation. We're looking to be made better. We're looking to be transformed with Yahweh Shai. We're going to hate our lives into death as is. Don't make it worse on yourself, man. Find that balance. Otherwise, you won't last. All right? Hell, hey, that's Yahweh Shai. He basically almost, in a sense, rebuked his mother about the wine. She came and said, it ain't no more. He was like, it ain't my time yet. Like, I'm not dead yet. I ain't went to the spiritual realm yet. I need some wine. You need that release. Okay? Love thy own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein. Envy and wrath shorten life, and carefulness bringeth age before the time. So you can't worry too much, man. You can't be too careful. All right, you can't be too worrisome. You can't be too trodden down, too beaten, too broken, too depressed, too sorrowful. All right, can't afflict yourself too much, man, because you won't last. You gotta find that release, man. This Sirach 31 and 27. Wine is as good as life to a man if it be drunk moderately. What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad. Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind. So it's a balance to it, but it's made to cheer us up, to make us glad, to help us forget some of the affliction, man, to help us cope with it a little more. All right, to help us be able to endure the next battle. All right. It's a little bit of help, man. Finding whatever balance, man. I ain't saying drink. Well, you got to drink wine. It's whatever the balance is that you need, man, where you can relax, not have too much sorrow on yourself, man. All right? It's required. Balance is required, man. This is Sirach 32 and 11. Rise up betimes, and be not last, but get thee home without delay. Hey, that's even when you linking up with brethren. Hey, sometimes you gotta be the one to just go home, man. Why? You gotta just get up and be able to look. I gotta get to the crib. This is why. There take thy pastime and do what thou wilt. All right. Sometimes you gotta go to the crib and just relax. Do whatever your heart desire, man. But sin not by proud speech. All right, as whatever your heart desire, that's allowed, man. Not getting proud and going against what the will of the Lord is. But you got to do that, man. All right, go take your pastime, man. Do what your desire. Drink some strong drink. Relax. Deal with your woman. Listen to some music. Watch a movie. Play a game. You got to do some of those things, man. Whatever thing it may be. Some brothers make beats. Make some music. All right? Some brothers like to write. Go ahead and write. All right? Make not self overwise, man. You got to find that time to wind down. Because we in hell, and you can't let this hell, that pressure build up to where you crack. You got to open that valve up some, relieve some of that pressure. All right? Otherwise, you will crack. All right? This is Sirach 41 and 16. Yeah, therefore be shamefaced according to my word. For it is not good to retain all shamefacedness, neither is it altogether approved in everything. And that line alone lets you know that there's balance in this thing, because we are to be shamefaced, right? We're the meek of the earth, the humble. But it's saying you shouldn't be shamefaced in everything. That's the balance. Some things you got to remember, look, this ain't to be ashamed of. This is what's needed. So I'm going to read through this list. It's the balance. Be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother, and of a lie before a prince and a mighty man, of an offense before a judge and ruler, of iniquity before a congregation and people, of unjust dealing before thy partner and friend, and of theft in regard of the place where thou sojournest, and in regard of the truth of the Most High and his covenant, and to lean with thine elbow upon the meat, which lets you know manners is a big thing and it's truth too. All right, hey, my grandmama told me that when I was young. Don't put your fucking, your elbows on the table. And of scoring to give and take, and of silence before them that salute thee, and to look upon a harlot, and to turn away thy face from thy kinsman, or to take away a portion or a gift, or to gaze upon another man's wife, or to be over busy with his maid. So if you're dealing with your woman too much, that's a shame. That's out of balance. And come not near her bed. Also to deal not enough with your woman, is a thing to be ashamed of, man. Or of upbraiding speeches before, showing a balance and showing that sometimes you got to deal, man. Hey, Judah in Genesis, Judah did what? He wouldn't got that prostitute. Just saying, not saying go do that shit. This is America's illegal. I'm just saying sometimes you got to release, man. All right. Or of upbraiding speech before friends, and after thou hast given, upbraid not. Or of iterating and speaking again that which thou hast heard, and of revealing secrets, so shalt thou be truly shamefaced and find favor before all men. All right? So those are things to truly be ashamed of, man. All right, so I'm gonna read this Sirach 30 over, because ultimately, a big thing that work hard, play hard, would be what? Doing these videos, hitting that line. That's part of our release too, man. That's part of our release. So this is Sirach 30 and 21 again. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thy own counsel. Because what are you doing when you're out there in the line and you're doing these videos? You're prophesying the downfall of this place. All right, you're in the spirit of talking about the kingdom of heaven coming. All right, whatever the topic is, that's the spirit that's being promoted. The kingdom of heaven coming. All right, Israel been builded up, and the fall of our enemies. And it's not that's a sweet thing watching your enemies fall, man. I damn near quoted Tupac, man. In fact, I will quote him. And he says, revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting pussy, man. And he kinda on point. He close on that, man. Revenge and watching your enemies fall is a huge joy. So when you out there, that's part of that playing hard, man. Esau and the spirit that he come in, the spirit of Satan, all right, is giving us hell, but guess what? We giving them hell back by doing his work, and that's a joy. That's the battlefield, man. Okay, preaching this salvation. This is Psalms 51. Yep, Psalms 51 and 12. I'm going to start at 11. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. So what's being in the spirit of understanding the salvation to come, all right, understanding what we hope in and what we into, all right, that's a joy unto us. And having that mindset, when we go out there and preach, it says what? I will teach transgressors thy ways, man. So that's part of the joy. Look, we're going to get out of here. Let's go teach this word. to the rest of the elect and wake them up. That's part of our joy. That's part of the playing hard, man. This is 2 Samuel 2:14. Abner said to Joab, let the young men now arise and play before us. And Joab said, let them arise. And what was they playing? All right, verse 16. They caught everyone his fellow by the head and thrust his sword in his fellow's side. So they fell down together, wherefore that place was called Helkathezarim, which is Gibeon. All right. So prophesying is part of the joy. That's part of the play, but we gotta balance it out all the way. We gotta eat the honey. All right. Go and play and teach. Get a physical, release. All right, letting our flesh get a little release. That's all part of the balance. All right, we got to do those things, man. Hey, and just the precept that we warring. All right, we're warring right now. This is Philippians 1:7. Even as it is meet for me to think this of you all, because I have you in my heart, and as much as both in my bonds and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel, ye all are partakers of my grace. All right? So we're on the defense of the gospel. That's our warfare. 2 Corinthians 10. We tearing down these strongholds, man. That's hey, like I said, let the young men play. That's part of that joy as well. Converting the sinners. Prophesying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's part of the balance. So you got to get in this truth. You got to increase in learning. All right. And then teach what you learn. All right. Through the Spirit. That helps balance you out. Actually, teaching helps balance you out, man. And then outside of that, you also got to find that physical, fleshy release that's within our liberties. Because you got to find that balance, man. All right. Work hard, play hard. Hey, learn this thing, teach this thing, live this thing, fight and battle to stay in this thing. All right? And even, get that little physical release that's needed, whatever flesh desire that's not proud and puffed up against the will of the Lord and what's allowed. And you got to find it and do it at times, man, to be in that balance. Otherwise, you will fall out. Because what was the next thing that was said in this Sirach 30? Salakia. Sirach 30 and 22. The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and joyfulness of man prolonged his days. Love thy own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sometimes you got look, we almost out of here. This place finna be done with. Hallelujah. All right, the dollar's down. Motherfucking Russia's getting on cryptocurrency. All the worlds are going digital. All right, we almost out of here. You got to comfort yourself with the scriptures. That's our comforter. Remind yourself of what's happening. And you even got to use the scriptures, our comforter. Remind yourself, all right, let me, not in a sense, not take a break from the word of truth, but, take a break. Let my flesh do something. Go make this beat. All right? Whatever, man. You got to do that. Remove sorrow far from thee. You can't beat yourself up too much. For sorrow hath killed many, and there was no profit therein. Because you got faith, this place is done. And that's a joy, man. We rejoice in this thing, man. We rejoice in the salvation. We rejoice in the fall of this place, man. Hell, this says even rejoice in afflictions. Because it's making you better for the kingdom of heaven that's coming right around the corner. So you can't beat yourself up too much and really believe in this thing. In fact, this Wisdom of Solomon 6. Wisdom of Solomon 6:15. To think therefore upon her is perfection of wisdom, and whoso watcheth for her shall quickly be without care. So when you have understanding and you don't worry about certain things as much, man. All right? It's that simple. And ultimately, we know what's coming. And we got the scriptures that show us how things should be done and what's happening, what's coming, why this is happening, why that's happening. Here's our chance to escape because the Lord will put too much on us. He gave us that chance to escape, like it says. Sometimes you're just going through hell and your escape is, all right, here go a break. Go ahead and drink, chill with the brothers, go pop this woman, go do that, go play this game, go to this baseball game or some shit. Just saying whatever, you know? Sometimes that escape is literally your ass is now you're not plagued with them damn demons. But escape is escape. The scriptures is manifold. Hebrews 12 and 11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. So yes, this is hell. It says we had our lives unto death, or we love not our lives unto death. All right? So it said it ain't going to seem joyous in your ass, but it don't feel good. But we got understanding, we got the comforter. So what is it saying in Peter's 4? We rejoice in these things, right? It's still going to feel like hell. All right? But we understand what is working, man. But grievous, nevertheless, afterward it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. All right, so we understand this to build us up. And we understand that it ain't going to last too long. The Lord said he's going to give us a way out. And we believe in that, so that's how we operate and deal. All right? Therefore, and this is the point, because if you let that shit be on you too heavy, you will fall out. Wherefore, lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees. You can't walk around with that depressed, you can't do that. You will fall out. Stress have killed many, like we just read in Sirach. It makes straight paths for your feet. So walk on his truth. Use his word. That's the path. Yahweh Shai is that path, man. That comforter. Lest that which is lame be turned out of the way. Unless you just fucking fall out the way, man. But let it rather be healed. So, hey, this word should heal you up, man. Knowing why we're going through these things. All right? Knowing that there's an end to all of this. And even in the midst of in the hell, the Lord still gives us a balance and release in this place. By us prophesying the downfall of this place, that's the joy. And actually letting our flesh just sometimes chillax. I'm going to say that, chillax. For the spirit and the sake of the sit down topic, you can chillax. All right, man. So hope this is edifying. You know, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. All right, call halal, Allah Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles. Salutation to your brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. You know, and Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kodash, Barakatam, Achim, Shalom, Abab, Abal.